There we go. Now we're live.
Hey everybody, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing absolutely amazing. We want to welcome you all to our wonderful Thursday. It is Getting Naked podcast. Trust me, it is nothing about getting naked whatsoever. Suchita is not getting naked with us at all. This is just a real, authentic conversation, a raw conversation of how your story is, your life is, and really, we like to keep it funny. And we have a whole bunch of funniness, especially with our guest today. And we want to thank you guys all for joining us for our actual live podcast. And don't get it twisted. We do this every single Wednesday. We're also going to have a special podcast tomorrow as well. But we want to talk to Miss Suchita today. And let me tell you guys something. She's absolutely amazing. Tara's going to share more about what she's up to and all that she's been able to do, not just in overall life, but she has a special place in our heart. In my heart. I was just thinking today, I was like, it's just funny how Suchita came in our lives, and it's just magical how it has transpired from one thing to another. And you just don't know how life comes and goes, and how people come into your life and what they're meant there for. And we've had that special place for us because you've been a chain link throughout this whole entire thing, believe it or not. So we want to thank you so much. So welcome.
So real quick, you guys, I just want to share a little bit about who Miss Suchita is. First of all, Miss Suchita comes from us all the way from India. So it is very early on that side of this beautiful world from us. So she is joining us at 7:15 a.m. A day ahead of us. But actually, her whole life mission now is really to help people, which is why we get together so well. But it's through a different channel of hypnosis. So she does hypnotherapy. She's a certified hypnotherapist, which is always key. You want to make sure that those people are certified. In addition, she's rapid transformational therapy, and she also does mindset coaching. And so one of the things that I absolutely just adore about Miss Suchita is that her motto is happy minds and healthy lives. And that really is not only through the mind, body, and the soul, spirit, however you choose to see that. So, Miss Suchita, thank you for being here all the way from India. You look amazing for this early in the morning.
First of all, namaste to all of you, all the way from India. And I'm so happy to be with both of you, and it's very touchy for me to be with you guys. I just love the openness, the purity, and just that's so much of love that you spread across. And I just love to be here. Thank you guys for giving me this platform, and I'm so happy.
Well, you are very welcome. And I have just a little short story I want to share about Miss Suchita and why she's extremely special to us. There's a few, I think we're going to start calling them the mother hens, the mama hens. There was 3 mama hens that came into our life, and Suchita was one of them. It was Miss Andrea, it was Miss Teresa, and Miss Suchita. And they all came in unbeknownst to them. They did not know each other. But they all landed in our realm within a 60-day span.
Yeah.
And the message that they carried to us literally was the fuel as to why we are currently sitting here today in front of you, having this conversation, being able to share with our community, was because the love, the light, and the energy that they were able to provide us at a part in our journey where we weren't sure if we were doing the right thing. We just didn't know if we were up to what we were supposed to be doing. And so I remember one day I was having a conversation with Miss Suchita, and I was sharing with her about when I fell over a boat in Alaska. I was fishing with my brother, and I said, Suchita, I think I might need to, maybe hire you for your services and assist me with maybe getting over this fear. I have this fear of falling, and I think it came from not this accident, but this near happen. And one thing Miss Suchita said to me was, you are still here. And I went, yeah.
Mhm.
You are protected by the universe. You're still here. So when it's your time, yes, but you're still here, so you don't need to be in fear of that. You're protected. And it was just like she's like, you already know where that is. Like you don't need to do hypnotherapy. You already know the source. And it was just, I don't know if you know, Suchita, that was a huge thing to me because I've been in high spots and like, heights and things like that since then. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Mr. Cheetah said I'm good. So I just want you to know that if you've helped anybody, you've helped me. So there you go.
Yeah, because the other day she was like, "Yeah, baby, we should go to like amusement park and stuff." Yeah, to Galveston because Galveston has an amusement park that has rides, and she was the one that was mentioned. Baby, we should go there before we leave because we sold the house. We're about to become digital nomads. She's like, "We need to take the family there," and I'm like. And so absolutely spot on.
So, Mr. Cheetah, this is not about us, but we want to know more about, if you'll tell us more about a little about where you're from, who you are, your background, and where, all of the good things that you've been up to in life.
Well, I'm from Mysore in India. It is a city of palaces, and it's a beautiful city. I was originally from Bangalore, got married and settled down in Mysore. And I was doing a lot of businesses earlier. Even now, I do continue to do some business. And I was working with my husband, being a partner in his auditing firm, and also opened up other businesses related to beauty and event management and event place. Basically, we let out our place for events. So that is another business that I started. So this is a little bit about me. And the journey has been wonderful. After that, I realized that I had to do something more. I had to give back and I had to be there for people who will need help. So that is where my journey started in becoming a certified hypnotherapist following rapid transformational therapy. So
what was the point where you decided you wanted to be in hypnotherapy? Why hypnotherapy?
Yeah, when's my? You know what? I think this is gonna be
it. Yeah. Well, this is a very interesting question, and this is a long story too. So this was about a couple of years ago where I was partially bedridden for over a period of 6 months in 2 years. So that is when I started asking myself, why is this happening to me? How can I heal myself? How am I going to, get myself back to normalcy? And there was a point of time when the doctors even told that even if we do operate on you, you might be the same, partially bedridden, or you might lose certain controls in your body. So that was when when I was lying down in the bed, I started reading Brian Weiss, who is mainly into past life regressions and hypnotherapy. So that was when I started reading most of his books and understood how important it is to heal emotionally. So when you heal emotionally, everything, the mind, body, and spirit is in alignment. So that is when I realized and got the clarity.
So as we find from everybody, it's about people discovering how they can help themselves and then being able to say, hey, this helped me out. Maybe I can help out other people. And you said helping others and helping everyone else, with their fears because you were able to overcome yours. So, what I have a question, offhand question. What would be one of the most inspirational stories that you could share with us, without, of course, telling this person's information, but what would be one of those stories that was like, man, I'm so glad I did this because look what it's done.
Yeah. So this is a very interesting case, which I did attend to. This person had the fear of even handling money. And
Handling it.
yeah, this person even used to have this fear of even going to the bank and depositing the money or drawing the money or receiving money. And those blockages came from the past wiring. And when the person was regressed, this person also realized that there were three incidences that came up. In one of the incidents, the one of the family member is gambling with the money, and this person was very small and was not given any attention. That is when this thought went in, where you know money is that.
Mm.
And the second incident was this person like kind of fell in love, but unfortunately realized later that the person whom the she fell in love was after her money,
Mm.
after the money. So again, it was like, yeah, money is bad.
Ah. So then the first thing and then the second thing that confirmed it. Ah. What was the how old was the age category on the first time when that gamble?
Yeah, the person was about 8 years old.
Mm.
8 years. So they just why hypnotherapy is absolutely safe. It's not that it's something scary. So we just during regression we just take them back to these earlier incidences which has affected them very badly and scarred them deep inside, which they don't realize on the surface.
Yeah, they're running from that. That was a really good question because it's super exciting to hear. What is some challenges that you see most people have that are something that they might be able to handle on their own if they had tools on their own? Like maybe it's I don't know, is there a common theme on some things that are really simple, like you stub your toe and just something simple.
The most common thing that people face is their own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It is even in our scriptures or our ancient texts, if we go back, it clearly states you are what you want to be.
Yeah. And even going on that, I was just talking earlier about our past, and really the past is with three different things, and one of them being just emotional awareness. The other one is not forgiving, and not forgiving others, but also not forgiving ourselves. And then, not learning the lessons from the past. A lot of times things happen in life and we, dwell upon them based upon past ways of living, but not understanding what lesson did we learn from that? What good came from that? Because a lot of the times we're stuck in the world of, fear mongering and negative energy and just fear, which fear, I tell people, is nothing but, instead of false evidence appearing real, it's nothing but, focus of energy arranged to react. And if we're reacting in the negative way of thinking, then of course, you're going to get negative mindset that comes back. So really, when we talk about the past, I encourage us to look at those things, because I was about to share this earlier, is that, I've realized that my past ways of being, the lights, camera, action, the past ways of my father growing up and him telling me, boy, don't you ever get married, or, or things that happened throughout his life really transpired onto me and hurt people at the end of the day. And we have to be able to over those leaps and those hurdles, or the past will repeat themselves and we'll have that same emotional terror on ourselves. And that's where, really being able to get with people like yourself and really being able to communicate effectively, right? And sometimes people need an individual like yourself to get that out, to communicate that, because sometimes we might not have that family member or that friend that is willing to listen to us and give us the right advice.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So Miss Suchita, what was one thing that you wish you would have known that you know now that you would have known when you first started hypnotherapy in your journey down this road?
Well, this is another very good question. I was always thinking that I should follow what I'm good at, but I didn't know what I was good at.
And why did you not know what you were good at?
Being there for people, changing them, transforming them. And this came in as when I met a person after 35 years. And this person went on to say that I was there to support her when we were just below 10 years of age, and encouraged her to be who she wants to be. So that is when it came as a slap on my face, thinking, what are you doing with your life? You were the one who were there so young, trying to help and transform people. So why don't you just pursue what you're good at?
That's good.
Always dropping amazing information. I say that because my eyes water up, because it's the same thing. It's like I've been battling. It's like, it's constantly, what's our purpose? What's our purpose? And our purpose is just to help people. It's like, stop asking, just go do, and so, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that is when I realized that, that's my purpose and that's my soul calling. And I wish I had known it earlier so that I could have been there more available to many other people who I could have helped.
That's beautiful. How long have you been doing hypnotherapy and helping people with this?
Well, I started studying for it in 2019 and qualified in 2020. And ever since, I have helped more than 160 people, I must say. And it's just, the numbers are just going up. And in 2021, I went on and got another certification too in hypnotherapy. And I follow this particular therapy, which is rapid transformational therapy. So that is what I follow. And Marisa Pierre is my teacher. And I'm so happy that I did meet her. I did come across her online and I started studying. And I'm so happy I'm in this journey.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
So what would be some advice that you might give someone who would be going maybe possibly down the same path? If they wanted to be a certified hypnotherapist, or they really intrigued by this, what would be some advice you would give them?
The first and the foremost thing is for them to have a lot of empathy quotient. That's the topmost thing that they should have in their list of, characteristics, I must say. So that is the topmost priority. And the second thing is, if you're ready to go, please go and do it, because there's a lot of people who need a lot of help.
I love it.
Lots of people.
Lots.
Yeah.
Lots.
You say that, and even in your expression and how you do it, everybody needs to have these type of conversations, and especially what you do, because we share this all the time. We think to ourselves 60 to 80,000 times a day, and 90% of it is false. And so why not, be able to talk to somebody that can help us rewire, our mindset. And so, I'd like to ask you, who are the three people in your life that have inspired you the most?
Okay, I would like to put them into three segments, not exactly three people.
Okay, perfect.
The first is my family, my husband, who's been there to support me, encourage me, and he's been there throughout to help me pursue my dreams and never said no. And he's also been my critic, and he's also been there to say where I have gone wrong and how is it that I should, So he's been there all along. And my son and daughter-in-law, my new addition to the family.
Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah, so both of them are there to support me. And the second segment, I would like to put my parents, my mother, very, very, very good at heart, I must say. And I got a lot of values from her. She taught me this one basic principle: whatever happens, happens for the good. Whatever is happening is also happening for the good. And whatever will happen will also be for the good. I think I held on to that very strongly. And my father, who is over 80 now, and he's a person who's with a lot of determination and grit. I see him working even to this day. Even 2 years ago, he started another new business, and he just keeps going. And he's set an example, just follow your dreams irrespective of what your age is. Keep going. And any in the life in our lives, there'll be a lot of ups and downs. And he's always told bouncing back is very important.
Mm.
And in the third segment, I would like to put my teacher, Marissa Pia. Without her, yes, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today, helping people, helping them transform, evolve, and progress. So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think that was the best one yet.
And very thoughtful, very, and not saying that nobody else's was thoughtful. It's just very, very, very connected. I guess that's a good word that I was looking for. So, what is one common misconception or myth that people who think of hypnotherapy that might not get it right? Like there's one thing that people are like, they think it, but it's not true.
The very word sometimes hypnotherapy is very scary for many people. It's because they feel they'll lose control. Okay. So when we do rapid transformational therapy, we always tell people that you are in control, not to worry. And you can always reveal what you're comfortable with. Even if you don't want to reveal certain incidences in your life, if you can just tell us what is the emotion you're going through at that particular point, we can still work from there. So that is something that is, a basic misconception or myth that, when we go through hypnotherapy, you're just not in control and it's scary. You don't know what you'll be made to do, or you don't know. You're just not in control is what they think, but it is not so. So that is one common myth.
So follow-up question on that is, how long do people need to come in for multiple sessions? Is it depend on each person, what they're dealing with? Is it usually one session or two sessions, or is it something that takes months? How does that look? What does that look like?
It depends from person to person. Some people just get over whatever they have within just one session. They're happy and they just are back in track. But some people, if they have prolonged depression or prolonged anxiety or prolonged panic attacks, issues or things like that, they may probably require 2 to 3 sessions and beyond. So it depends from person to person. So that is how it works.
Beautiful. I love it. What would be one thing that if you would be able to if someone was able to step into your shoes, what would they have had asked you differently? I don't know if that came across right.
Yeah. Why did I pick up rapid transformational therapy? That would be the question that they would ask.
Yes, that would be the question.
I'm glad you got it, because I wasn't going to be able to figure it out.
I was going to say, I always need help.
Yeah, well, this is a very hybrid approach. It's a combination of hypnotherapy, regression, neuro-linguistic programming, and other modalities of healing. And this particular RTT does not require you to be from the psychology background. I was not. So there was a point in time where I was just, asking my higher sources to lead me to a course where I would be able to help people without having the psychology background. All it requires is to have that part of high empathy.
So let me ask you this, if what should I ask? Or should let's see here. What inspires you to do what you do? Why do you keep doing what you do?
Uh, it is that satisfaction that I get when I see my clients after the session. Okay.
Mm.
It is that spark I see in them. It is that relief from pain I see in them. And it is that feeling that I can feel that this client is now geared to go out there and be a better person.
Mm.
So this very process of transform, evolve, and progress is very soul satisfying. And that is what I have to share.
Ah, that's beautiful.
We know that I think every entrepreneur, every soul person, that really is truly out there helping people genuinely knows what that feeling is. And they really know that, throughout everything else, if they could just live off that one emotion alone and that could pay the bills and that could take care of everything else, we would be absolutely fine, because that is why we do what we do, to inspire people to see things in them that that they don't see in themselves.
Mhm.
And so I think that's one of the huge important things that that I can understand, or just see the things that you are seeing in your business, of just that relief, that relief of pressure. And I mean, ours is with the business, but yours is with really their just overall life, that is helping them, not just in business, but in their relationship, and with their children, with that, which leads me to my next question. Should, hypnotherapy be something that, as parents, maybe consider, maybe for some of their children or some of the things that they're dealing with?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Any pain points are something that has to be addressed. And one thing that a person needs to realize in life is any negative emotion we pass on to the body, definitely creates a lot of chemical reactions. And it can lead to a pain body and make other parts of the body weak.
Mm.
So, emotional clearing is absolutely important in one's life journey.
I would say it's so important, Mr. Chita, that I learned something recently, that many people know that my father passed away from cancer. And I was doing some reading and I came across an article that talked about cancer, regardless of where people stand with it. That's not this conversation, but it stems from emotions. It stems from exactly what you're speaking to, and it's basically pent up, fostered, held on to, and it just continues to fester and fester until it turns into physical.
Yeah.
And it was really, really something that, where my father's cancer was colorectal, so it's rectum cancer, and it was the emotions and that I was reading about maybe what was pent up, and I could understand once I read that. I said, that makes sense, knowing what my father's life was like and things he shared with me and what he dealt with. And so that correlation, regardless if people make that or not, it's just very, very critical that you take care of your emotions and you not let them turn into a dis-ease.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. See, it's mostly the part of thing where people they do not understand how it is to forgive, how it is to not hang on to guilt, how it is to just transform and follow certain paths. And I strongly recommend to people, whenever I see them, learn to meditate.
Mm.
So this goes even to my people who are aspiring through the work that I do, because there's a lot of negative emotions we come across, just not we're hearing to a lot. So it's always very much necessary to meditate, keep yourself centered, let go, and also keep your energies and aura intact. So there are many tools and techniques out there available. So that is something that each one should make an effort to learn.
Well, that leads me into kind of the next question I wanted to ask you was how do you, with doing this, this sort of line of work and helping people with this, how do you, keep yourself grounded and recharged? And how do you avoid, as an empath, because I understand empath, how do you avoid from collecting those negative energies and hanging on to them? Is that through meditation?
Yes, that's through the meditation, and also I do certain exercises just to protect my auras and also my energy centers. So that is something that I do while I meditate every day.
I love it.
Yeah, that keeps me centered. That keeps me grounded. Yeah.
I love it.
I will just for our community watching, please, if you do not meditate, please, 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 please. It's something that's really benefited David and I. There's so much scientific evidence behind it. So if you need to be scientifically proven, dive in. There's science behind it, but it's almost you wouldn't come home from driving your car all day long and leave your car on in your driveway or your garage or wherever you park your car. You wouldn't leave the car on 24/7. And that's what we tend to do with our bodies. And it's really important that we disconnect it. We think that sleeping is really the key of where it helps, and it's really not. It helps, but meditation, just in my little small knowledge of it, and Suchita knows more, a lot more. She will understand just really how powerful that is. So that would be our one public service announcement from all three of us. Please meditate.
Absolutely. Meditation is an absolute must. It has changed my life, especially, and I'll just keep it 100 because we like to keep it real around here, right?
Keep it real.
Is that coming from a man, a black man at that, a minority at that. When I first heard meditation, it was like, meditation, girl, get out of here. And now it's like, oh my God, more people need to know about it. And I say that because I've said that to some people and they're like, well, please. And so I encourage people to really open their mind and open their horizons to what meditation can do. And I say that from a minority standpoint because, minorities are very high in high blood pressure, very high in heart disease and cholesterol. And if you only knew what meditation could do for you, it can lower those things by giving your mind some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my favorite question. This is my favorite question, and it's never on our list, so people don't know, and it's a really good one. Okay, hypothetically, not hypothetically, because we already know this is going to be what's happened. This is going to be the case. So one weekend, you and your husband, you're, putting around your house and whatnot, and you open up a closet because you're doing some spring cleaning, and you open up a closet and you see that there's a bag there. And now you open up this bag and you look at it and there's $1 million cash right there in the bag. And you look at your husband and you go, honey, that's where we put that $1 million. I forgot all about it. And that's because you do not need anything. You don't want for anything. All your bills are paid for. Your family, your kids, your new daughter-in-law, everybody is taken care of. You have no need for no want. And you found this extra $1 million just laying around. Mm-hmm. How would you use it?
Yeah, probably use it for opening up a center where meditation is taught, where mind work is taught, and maybe different techniques are taught just to have the balance in mind, body, and spirit.
Well, this is what we like to say about that. There's a reason why we ask that question is because one day we will come back to these podcasts and there will be $1 million in a bag for you. We mark our words on that. And so we want people to understand that we share that because we all know the community we're with. Us, you, everybody who listens, we're up to really big, cool things in our own way. And as we partner and come together as just individuals networking and helping each other up the mountain, we know that we're going to be able to build that meditation mindfulness center, and it's going to be worldwide. So, the beautiful thing about that is it's a beautiful way to see how people, and everyone we ask, they always want to help other people.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
I just appreciate you joining with us and really, coming to share your beauty and your value that you share with people. So, so the people can find you and they know where they can locate you at. Would you please, share with the listeners where they can connect with you, what you have up and coming? They definitely need to go check out your Hello Briefcase. We know that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I must thank you guys for giving me the Hello Briefcase. That was where I was lacking in, and that was where I felt that I needed to get on to at least a smaller level of, or whatever level of automation that I required, and you guys were there. You just did my landing page, which is so interesting. It's so easy to reach. So the link will be there below. So yes, I would be happy to see anybody who requires help.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. So real quick, before we bow out, I always love to ask 5 quick questions, and they're simple questions. They're one-word answers, and it's just a hot, quick round of people so people can kind of get to know you on a different level. And so the first one would be, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple.
What is your favorite food?
Food, mostly sweets.
You're with you and David.
Cookies and snacks and stuff.
Yeah, cookies. He's the cookie
monster.
What is your favorite book?
The Bhagavad Gita first, definitely, and also The Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhani.
You have to check that one
Yeah,
out.
we definitely will.
That sounds great. And last but not least, where's your favorite place to get away? Like when you guys go on vacation or just travel, where's your favorite place to go?
Anywhere where it is very scenic. Doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Anything that has nature.
Yes, anything that has nature, anything that has a lot of good energies to absorb. That's it.
Well, I will say, Ms. Suchita, we appreciate you and your time today. We cannot wait to become digital nomads so we can come to a city near you in India and be able to say hi and meet you and your beautiful family and, just be able to travel around this world and meet and hang out, and I know we're getting kind of back to where we can do that a little bit more. And so it's just going to be such a beautiful thing. We were blessed by being able to meet Suchita through Clubhouse, and we keep on sharing it with everybody. Clubhouse has been such a wonderful app that allows us to network with people around the world. Amazing people around the world. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to have you all, and it'll be great to know you. So please do visit as soon as possible.
Absolutely. I definitely see it within the next, year or so so we are excited. But with that said, Ms. Suchita, is there any last famous words or anything that you would like to close us out on today?
Well, I would say that fill your hearts with love, not fear. And always be on the path of transform, evolve, progress. Just check. Are you being better than what you were yesterday? That's it.
That's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
One day at a time. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Suchita. We're going to go ahead and wrap up our live presentation here and move over to the Clubhouse. So if you're watching us live, please join us on Clubhouse, and we're going to extend the conversation just a little bit further. And with that said, love,
kindness,
and integrity. Thank you for being here. Be kind to yourself and to others and to animals too.
Yes.
With that said, bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
See you.